Hello. Is everybody here? We're piling in. We are piling in. The bus has arrived. Happy New Year. I don't know. I'm not showing that I'm live yet. Am I live? Oh, I'm live. Woohoo. Big lag today. Hello, lovely people. I have you on my phone because I have to use StreamYard because YouTube doesn't recognize my camera. So I have to stream through StreamYard, and I can see the chat through there, but it's easier through YouTube. Oh, look at all these people. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody had a wonderful New Year's. It was my birthday yesterday, and Shelly, Crafting Mamas, our very own Crafting Mamas, came and surprised me for my birthday, and they spent the night. So it was really cool. I got to hang out with her and her husband and her beautiful daughter, and my kids who love her daughter. They had a wonderful time. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, I'm 29 again. So, it feels good. I don't know how much longer I'll be able to be 29, but I'm really milking it, I'm really milking it. Gotta move all my junk. My desk is already covered in junk because I wanted to make sure I had everything out. And I'll probably still have to go get stuff, right? I'll probably still have to go and retrieve things. But we're gonna wing it here. So a lot of you know me. My name is Malia with the Chadwick Rose. You can find out more about me from my links down below. I have a link tree that'll take you to my Instagram and my Etsy. I sell a lot of junk. I play with a lot of junk. I'm a junk artist. Okay. I like junk. I like to take various adhesives and glue things to other things, paper, junk, all kinds of stuff. I like to glue. I do a lot of fussy cutting. I do a lot of collaging and stuff. And I just recently moved into my new studio. So I'll be able to kind of expand on the projects that I do, which is going to be a ton of fun. I'm just going to show you a couple of things that I've made that aren't paper related, so you can see like the kind of junk that I play with, because everybody knows what paper looks like. Right now, I'm working on curtains for my door, and they are Kodachrome pictures. So they are all facing a certain way, and I have them all hooked together with jump rings, and I've already measured it out, so I know how big I've got to make them. And y'all, I got to really finish these because I'm really tired of my windows. That sun in the middle of the day, whew, burn your retinas right out, I'll tell you. So that's one of the projects that I'm working on that isn't paper related. I collected these for a while. You can get them like in bulk on eBay, which I ended up getting a couple packages, so I'm gonna have a ton left over. Another thing that I did, I made these I made these last New Year. This was my New Year's Day project last year. I made charms, various charms out of die cuts. I glued dictionary paper to cereal boxes, and I used my oval and my rectangle punches to punch them out. I put different things in there like little charms and little Dollar Tree gems, and then I put resin over that. And then, like, the most expensive thing in this whole project, let me see if I can find you another one, is the copper colored crap that I've got lined around here. That's a copper tape. That was probably the most expensive part of this whole thing. And then I made like this ghetto little ring on the top of them, that because I'm no wire wrapper, I'll tell you. But I like to just mess around. I have a lot of fun. It relaxes me. And today we're going to work on something that I love. I got this idea from Jerry Bellini, Recycled Parts for Art. Recycled Parts, the number 4, Art. She has a YouTube channel, and I was looking for the video recently so that I could watch it again, but I couldn't find it. But I know the paper angel idea came from her. So I have this one that I backed on something. I like it backed. And this one is not backed. And I had this one hanging on my tree, and it's not on a backing, so the head's kind of floppy. So it looked like it was decapitated the majority of the time it was on my tree. So if you're going to do one without a backing, put some kind of a wire so that the head stays on straight. Because then you get this one that like the head is, I didn't realize till I came in here that the head, she lost her head. So she's the headless angel. And the supplies that you need for this specific fun project is junk, scraps, whatever you're going to use for a head, miscellaneous junk. This is a wallpaper scrap, newspaper, packaging, whatever you've got, little fabric bits if you want. You can get out some of your doilies. You can get some trim, whatever you got. Like, there is no right or wrong way to make these little puppies. So I prepped my little cardboard bits today. And what I did was, obviously, I pulled all this off. If you're pulling this stuff off, you're pulling the paper off of these, use something that you can pry it. I pried it with this knife, and it made it go so much smoother. So yeah, do that. And then I went over it with glossy, oh, let me grab it, Mod Podge. And this, I'm not kidding, this is the only thing I use this crap for. I mean, I'm sorry if you like it, but this stuff does not do me well. I have had it, I've lived in 2 different places in this country on the East Coast, and in both places, it has done me wrong. Okay, so I'm just gonna let you know. This, I hate it. I hate Mod Podge. So I keep that, what I got left, so I can do this. I can seal my cardboard pieces. And you need some kind of an adhesive and some kind of a fastener. You don't need a stapler, but I enjoy playing with a stapler. Okay, I enjoy it. And I'm also going to use a little bit of paint just to kind of mess things up a little. Oh, see, and look, I'm not prepared. I forgot a paintbrush. I'm going to grab my cheapo. This is my cheapo Walmart special. I think they cost like $1.50 or $1.50 for a pack. This is the small one. So I'm going to use some of this white paint that I've had for 325 years. And I'm just going to make a mess. I also grabbed some bronze paint, right? In case we want to put a little bit of a metallic touch, you know. Thanks, Mary. Yes, I appreciate your thumbs. Be sure to check out my Facebook group. It is a creative use and reuse group, which means you can sell your wares, but you can also sell your supplies and your junk, because you got people like me in there who look for random stuff. Like, for instance, I went to a local auction recently and I bought a bunch of blocks. Why? Because I'm going to do something with those blocks. Okay. So join my group, join my Facebook group. The link is down below. Really great group of people there. And you could sell some of your stuff and make a few dollars, you know, which was, I opened it because I started that group because I'm tired of all the other groups that change their rules every 5 minutes. So the only rule I have really is to use some common sense. That's it. Okay. Treat the group how you would want to be treated. Okay. See, that's like, I added some bronze. Kind of hard to tell in the camera, but it's there, I promise. So I see people are asking to join. I will approve everybody when I get off of here. Although I have some mods in there, they might approve you before that, but I'll definitely approve you when we're done. So we're going to do that. And look, I got paint. I hate when I have paint left over, so I'm just going to have to hope it doesn't dry, and I'll stick it somewhere later on. So we got these. I am going to start with we're going to start easy. Okay, we're going to start with brown paper, and I'm going to just rip a piece of it off. Well, that's a big skirt. We're going to rip the piece. We are going to rip. I do. I seal it. And you know what? I actually, I'll show you the piece I've got. I'll show you the piece I have just retired because I use it on the gel plate too. And I had to retire it. This piece here, I sealed this piece and I've had it going for about 6 or 7 years. I had to retire it because it's officially, these are officially flattening out to the point where I can't use ink with it. I can't stamp it with ink, but I can still use it on the gel plate. So I am going to do that. But I made myself a new one for inking purposes. All right, let's rip this. So she's got like a nice little jagged skirt. There we go. That's cute, right? And if you're really into making it look grungy, you can get a little bit of ink and just, you know, slap ink around these grungy little torn edges. Okay, I've done this a couple times. When I first made these 4 or 5 years ago, I made about I made about 25, and I sent them everywhere. I sent them all over as Christmas gifts to family and to friends. And I still have people to this day send me pictures of their tree, and they say, your angel is the best thing on that tree. I'm like, oh, that is so sweet. So you just crunch it up, okay? Crunch that skirt right up. And this is where the stapler comes in handy because you don't got to try and glue through all of the layers. So you just throw a staple in there, okay? But she wants to be pretty. We need a pretty little apron. We need a pretty little apron. See, like this here. Look at like that little lacy apron. And we're going to just slice this. Pick a size that works for you. Slice that on there. And, ooh, you know what I forgot? See, I told you. I told you. You can only be so ready. You can only be so ready. And I thought I had it. I thought I had it. But I didn't. I'm going to put 2 staples in this, one on each side, because I cut this lace a little bit longer. So I need something for a body. We need a body. We need a body. Let's find... Y'all, I have no clue where I put things. Like, I got this space set up and I don't know where anything is. Does anyone else do that? Tell me I'm not the only one. Tell me I'm not the only one who has lost all of her junk. Who's lost all of her junk within all of her junk. Ooh, this will be pretty. Pretty body. Look at that stuff. Oh yeah, mine too. I hear you, Roy. Especially since I turned 29 again yesterday. I'm feeling freaking old. For my 29th birthday. Let's cut this a little. I made her, you know, nobody has that long of a torso, right? Fold this in half. And we're going to do the wings first, but I just wanted to make sure we had a body. So this is like something I got at the thrift store. I do a lot of thrifting. I do a lot of secondhand crap. So you see that if you watch my channel. See, what do I do with my... I'm going to use a doily. A pretty little white doily. So we're going to just fold it into quarters. Yeah, Darcy, for real, I have no idea where I put things. Not even the slightest clue where things are. I'm like, I just set this all up. I should remember where everything is, but no, I do not. We're going to do doily wings for this little puppy. And we're going to test my Aleene's because I had to water her down the other day because I transferred this from a big bottle, and I think the big bottle I got was old because it was like thick. So I had to water it down, and it did okay. Once I got past the initial glue boogers, we're okay. We're on the right path here. Grab the glue again. Ah, 46 13th. Wow, 46 30th. That's an accomplishment right there. That's like, you know, when you turn 11-7. Put on our little bod. I got to do 2 layers on this because I had to fold this yarn. It would have looked weird with all these weird holes. Hello, Miss Shelley. That's the one who came to visit me for my birthday. She surprised me. Her and my husband, for the first time ever. I was really genuinely surprised. You can ask her. I cried when she got here. I was like, oh my God. I'm still in shock. I'm still in shock that she was here. And then you get yourself a cute little head. What do you think? Cute little button head. And you stick that on there. Thanks, Shelly. I'm old. I'm old now, everyone. I'm 29 again. It's probably going to be one of the last years I could be 29. So there she is. Ooh, and one other thing you can do, which is what I did. If you have it, okay. If you have them, there is no pressure, okay? There's no pressure to go out and buy things. My specific goal on my YouTube channel is to not buy things. But if you do buy things, based on what I show you, it's going to have multiple uses. So I got one of these suckers here, and I got the decorative one. So creates a little scallop. My daughter calls that they're the butt cheek corners. So I got the butt cheek corners. Speaking of daughter, I don't know if I'll be getting texts from her because she's in the house playing with my makeup. So she's like playing with my makeup. So, and she's 9. So like, you know how that goes. So that's this. And then I put a hole in it, you know, so you can put a little string and you can hang it on a tree. But the thing is, this ain't just Christmas. Like, this is, angels are forever. They're all the time ornaments, right? That hole punch is really tiny, but you get the drift, right? Put a little hole in there. You got yourself an angel. So we'll make another one. Maybe we'll try some fabric. I haven't made one with fabric. So we'll do fabric next. I accidentally went to Goodwill the other day and I accidentally bought a whole bunch of quilting scraps. Hello, Janet. It's so late for you, Janet. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. It's so late. So I'm going to cut this wonky. Maybe we'll have a wonky skirt. I might do paper on the bottom and then do this over the paper, right? Do that over the paper. So yeah, all of these fabric scraps fell right into my cart at Goodwill and I couldn't, you know, take them out. So yeah, I had to buy them, you know, accidentally just shoop right into my cart. And I was done for, you know. I got up to the register. I said, how the hell did these get in here? I'll tell you how. The thrift fairies put them in there. The junk fairies filled my cart. What else did I get that day? I got those. I got the fabric scraps. I got, I got a makeup box. I like those caboodles makeup boxes, so I got one of those because I only have 4. I needed a 5th one. So yeah, I needed a 5th one. We'll put our little fabric on here like this, like such, and we'll wrap it around our little cardboard bit there, right? Give it one good staple on that side. I do a lot of gluing in, I do a lot of glue booking and junk collaging. I like to call it junk collaging. And I use my stapler a lot in that stuff. That stapler's a beast, that one there, because it's old. I have actually 3 of those specific staplers that exact one, because the new style ones, they just break. So I can't, I want a different color. So I'm kind of pulling this gently because I don't want to use the purple again. I kind of want this pink. So, whoa, sorry. So yeah, just creating more scraps for myself. Creating more scraps. So she's going to have a little pink body. Too long. Too long. Pink body. Glue that. Well, no, we're not going to glue that down. Why do I keep trying to do that first? Let's make some crinkle wings so you can see how I do that. We'll use this wallpaper because I'm going to make the body pink. And this will kind of go with that. You can see my crinkle wings, which is just crinkling it up like this. Okay, just make it nice and crinkly. And I'm going to put a little, let's put this over again. Get it nice and, oh, crinkle that right up. I should tie it. Let's tie it. Let's get some thread. I know I have thread. Unless one of you moved it on me. Where is my jar that had thread? I don't know. I'm so unprepared. Look at me. What a mess. I'm such a mess. Let's see what I got. I'm not kidding. I just had a huge tin with thread in it out here. And it's gone, man. It's gone. Ooh, you know what we'll do? We'll use our scrap bits to tie it up. Right? We'll use some of this. And we'll tie up our body. Yes, Janet, especially this week. It's been our vacation, our Christmas vacation. And this is the first week in months and months that all of us in my house were healthy. We have been so sick since the fall. It has been awful. It's been awful. I'm going to twist it so my knot is in the back. Okay. And you could then use this as a body, right? With the little head. Maybe we'll do that. We'll just use this purple because it's already there. It's already there. It's been a long season for us when it comes to illness. And I'm still not 100%. Like, I've still got a little bit of crud. But just a small amount now. Okay. So I'm just going to hold that on there because I glued it. Wow, Chris. I've been catching up on some of the replays. I got to hold that on there. But I didn't get a chance to see a whole lot of them because I've had a lot. We've just had a lot. Yes, here I am, Kim. Tying up the bodies. This is a peg. This one has a peg, but I bet you if I got it into that little crack, it would look really cool, right? With this little, that little head. I like that, man. We're going to get it into the crack of the corrugation. It's hard to do things with one arm. It's hard to do things with a jar. I'm going to put a whole bunch of glue there. Whole bunch. Glue it out. Let's see. Hold all of this down for a second. Yes, I do too, Janet. I use it. I love it. I love it. Last year, my husband had some kind of package. I don't know what it was. Some kind of box that he had left outside. So the paper came off the corrugation and it made the corrugation really soft and pliable. I still have a little tiny bit of that hiding somewhere. See, she's cute, right? We're going to just leave this though, because the raised stuff has to dry before I go and punch any corners out. I might cut this one. We might cut this one. It's kind of big, kind of a big piece. I mean, why? We can make a big angel, right? Why not? Big angels need love too. I also took out this giant bag of scraps. So we'll use scraps for this one. And just fold it all up, and you just want it to be as much to a point at the top as you can get it, okay? And spread it out like a pink poodle skirt, right? Look at that. Get it spread out. Just keep messing with it, because the more creases and wrinkles it has, the more grungy it's going to look. So we're going to do that. And then I got this funky stuff. I have had this in my stash for about 400 years. And I haven't used much of it because it's kind of hard to glue, you know, because of its shape. So we'll cut a piece of this off here. Hello, Bonnie. Everybody go check out Bonnie's channel. She does some great repurposing and junk style junk journals. She's been a huge inspiration. She makes some awesome stuff with nothing. Like, that's, you know, that's what I try, and that's the message I try and convey through my channel, is you can really create something with nothing. I'm not saying the stuff I create is pretty, but you could make it pretty. Oh, Marguerite, thank you. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Look at this. Oh, she is beautiful. Thank you, Janet. Okay. Like, Bonnie just made this stuff called kooky paper, which is something that she created a while back. And it's literally just strips of scraps. So now, guess what? I'm collecting strips of scraps. Like, this woman's got me collecting all my junk. Good thing I got a new building now, so I got a little bit of room, but I'm not going to have enough room. You're going to have to cool it with the junk, Bonnie. I'm not going to have enough room forever. I'm not going to have enough room forever. I have so many scraps, though. Her and I were talking about it. Boxes of scraps. We'll do some more of these little doily wings. I'm excited to try the kooky paper too. I have one of those big silicone mats, and I bought it for resin stuff, you know, but what a great use. I'll have multiple uses for it, which is my kind of tool. Something with multiple uses. I also have live sales once a month on the first Friday. So I'll be having a live sale this Friday here on my channel. And I got some old, like 100-plus-year-old books. And I've got some old National Geographics from like the 30s and the 40s. So I'm really excited to share those, mainly because I don't have room for them. So I've got like shelves. I probably have about 100 or so old National Geographics. Wow, that's some kind of a button, huh? It looks like it got chewed out. Something happened. Ooh, look, we could give her a flower head. That's kind of small, though. She's kind of big for that little tiny flower. This is just one little tiny bucket of ooh, I like the grungy. That's a wooden button. This is just one tiny little bucket of buttons, because it's the next bucket of buttons that I'm filling. All the other ones are too full. I can't put anything in them. I would keep the thread, but this thread's disgusting. Thanks, Arlene. Arlene makes some incredible assemblage art. Oh, I signed up a couple weeks ago for an assemblage class at the local creative reuse store, but I didn't get to go because my daughter was sick. And she ended up in the emergency room because she was dehydrated because she had COVID, and I didn't realize that she wasn't drinking. She was like sipping a little bit, but the COVID had her stomach feeling all yucky. And so she ended up dehydrated. And I didn't get to go to the class, but I'm really excited to go to the next one. I love assemblage, and I have some of Arlene's art. I don't have it right now available because I'm still setting up my studio, so I have all of my art pieces put away until I can display them. Look at her. So pretty. But yeah, Arlene does some great stuff with junk and all kinds of bits. Yes, I have this like 1-gallon jar that my mother gave me full of buttons. Full. We could do the corners on this one because this one don't gotta dry. It's like full of buttons. Thank you, Jen. I love this. It's so much fun to make, and I think what makes it the most fun is that there's no right or wrong supplies to use, and it's literally junk. I've got dictionary page, newspaper, Amazon packaging, and scraps and bits. Car parts. My husband has a collection of pulleys for me. I'm going to make them into lamps. I'm really excited. Really excited for my lamp pulleys. I'm going to do the corners on this one first. This one, I don't know why, but it ripped the corrugation and everything when I pulled that one apart. And again, if you don't have one of these tools, you don't need one. Okay? You don't need one. If you did get one and you are a paper crafter in general, they are handy to have, but you don't need it. I can't stress that stuff enough on my channel. You don't need the fancy junk. I got this doily that somebody sprayed. I don't know who I got this from, but that's beautiful with all the sprayed edges. Yes, I have a lot of junk, Bonnie. I have one of those toolboxes like that mechanics use, like a toolbox with those drawers, and every single drawer is full. Every single drawer is full. I have a drawer of all wooden stuff, all metal stuff, all plastic stuff, and then I have big stuff down in the bottom. But I've had these ideas for collaging. I make collages out of junk too. Like I make them out of kids' toy packaging. There's these toys from this company called Melissa and Doug, and they put the toys in little wooden boxes. So I had been using those, and I made some junk collages with those. And that was, those came out really, really cool. But I have got some awesome like collage and mixed media ideas that I'm going to be making videos of this year. I've got a list, man. I have got a notebook. I have got a notebook going. Here, let's just make a mess of this right here. Just make a stinking mess. Just ink it up. You can't even really tell. Can't even hardly see the ink. Ooh, I've got this pretty strip here. Right? We'll cut this. And a button. I'm just cutting it wavy so that it can go like as her little apron. And those of you who watch Jerry Bellini Recycled Parts for Art, she is coming back to YouTube. She hasn't been on YouTube for maybe a year or better, a couple of years maybe. Well, I saw a thing, I think it was Instagram or Facebook, that she is coming back. She is coming back. So I'm excited because she does a lot of things that I love, again, with junk. And she has a Facebook group and a lot of people post there. their junk art in there. So yeah, you don't need fancy stuff to make art. Hey, let's try something with this bod. Let's make a little like paper bod and just kind of roll it up. Yeah, I love Jerry. I saw she made a little video saying that she was coming soon. You know, this year she's coming back. So I'm like, yes. Because again, this idea came from her, and I can't find her video, but it's from her. I just remember it being from her. And everybody in her group at the time were posting pictures of their little angels. So I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I did that before I put the wings. Look what you guys made me do. So these wings are just going to be over the bod. That's all there is to that. Yeah, I found that video. I found the paper bag angels, which I thought was adorable too. But I didn't find these ones, and I know she was the one who did them. So maybe it was just on Facebook. I don't know. But I could have swore I watched a video. Because when I watch people do stuff that I also want to do, I watch the video 14,000 times. And I know I watched that one 14,000. What if we gave this one a humongous head? Yep, she's going to be the giant-headed angel. My mom gave me a bunch of buttons because she crochets. And she goes crazy. Just like me. When I buy things, I buy it in bulk. She goes crazy and buys things in bulk too. I'm gonna just put a little something. We're gonna grab our what can I put? Maybe just put this, because you can't see the bod now. We're just gonna stick that under there and glue it on so that you can see the little paper bod. Oh yeah, those hearts. I made a ton of those too. I remember somebody sent me one of those hearts, and I'm like, this is, you know, and I had it all apart and unfolded, and I was looking at it, and I was, you know, trying to figure it out, and then I saw her video on it, and I'm like, yes, they were awesome. They were awesome. Her little hearts, love her hearts. Love them. Let's do the corners on this little puppy. Yeah, I have to do a lot of writing down. Like, I save things to my watch it later list on YouTube, but if you're anything like me, your watch it later list is like, you know, 45,000 videos deep. So I have to write them down if it's something I'm going to do right away. Oh, my brain. Maybe I'll make the skirt out of the wrapping paper, out of the wallpaper. Huh? Wouldn't that be nice? Gotta really, the wallpaper's like really stiff though. So you gotta really beat it up and make it do what you need it to do. Too long on this side. Let's tear it a little bit. Gotta really crunch that up. There is really no wrong way to do this, and which is why I decided to go with this, because if somebody is watching this that doesn't trust their art skills, doesn't trust their painting or drawing or sketching or anything like that, you could do this, and trust me, anybody can do this, okay? Anyone. I am not a drawing person or a painting person or anything like that. This is my jam. Junk is my jam. And gluing. Those are the things that I do. And I do them because it's an art form that I can really lose myself in, just like a painter loses themselves in painting, you know, and a sketchbook artist loses themselves in sketching. I lose myself in junk, literally, too. I literally lose myself in junk some days. So, yeah, you can do this. Anybody can do this kind of art. And that's what I like to share on my channel, because if it is something that I'm doing, trust me, you can do it. Because I lose patience with myself very quickly. And I lose patience with projects that don't seem, ooh, I screwed up again. I lose my patience with projects that aren't going my way. So if this is something that I can do, anybody can do it. Love me some cardboard. She's going to have little bitty wings. So I'm just going to kind of fold this up. This is just newspaper. This I got in a package. Somebody sent me something from eBay, and the package was like full of newspaper, and I was so pumped because I didn't have any newspaper. That's when you know you love junk, is when you get super excited over newspaper. I'm like, yes, I didn't have any newspaper. I live out in the sticks, so I don't even get those flyers or anything, so I was really excited about newspaper. So I folded it all up and I saved it. It's in my packaging. See, this isn't like a regular button. This is some kind of fancy pants metal button. The paint's chipping off. Paint's chipping off of it. I don't know what that came from. Thank you all so much for being here. And thank you to Miriam for letting me join. I had tried, the schedule was full the last few years every time I tried to join, so it's nice to be a part of it because I feel like maybe I have something I can offer to the group. Something I can offer that might be interesting, that might be something you might want to try, you know, so I just want to thank Miriam for giving me the chance, giving me the opportunity to do this. And all of you for your support, always, as always. I love what I do, and I love doing it for other people. Kind of small. We need a big head. There we go. That thing is like dirty looking though. I don't know what happened to that. Let's get a baby wipe. I don't know what happened. Me too, Janet. Me too. Thanks, Stacy. I've lurked in some of your streams. I'll be sure to speak up next time. I'll be sure to make my presence known. I do try and support as many people as I can, and I do lurk a lot. I do spend a lot of time lurking. You know, I don't have a chance to say anything, but I do spend a lot of time lurking in other people's streams, and I do watch videos, and even if I don't comment every time, I always give a thumbs up. I try to do my part to support my fellow artists. You know, thanks, Barbara. Me too. I'm glad. This is fun. And I always, you know, and it's so much fun because everybody gets so excited. Everyone gets so excited, you know, for who's next and to watch. Who's going to watch. The next one up, I think, after me is Beth. I think Beth and Dana are coming on, and Beth always does she does some awesome stuff. I'm all out of cardboard pieces, y'all. Look, I still got time. I said, oh, I've got way too much cardboard. Ain't no way I'm going to go through all this. And look at me here. So I'll show you some of my stuff, I guess. We could look through some of my goods. Some of the things I've glued. I'll show you something I did that was a Bonnie and Clive idea that I stole from her, and it's a phone book junk collector, essentially, is what it is. Yes, Brenda, don't get rid of the cardboard. You got to keep it. You will use it. So this is a phone book, and all I've done is glued scraps from projects, different projects. I'm sorry, it's really bright in here. My old craft space, excuse me, my old craft space was too dark. My new craft space is too bright. So these are just scrap bits from projects, mostly just masterboard type stuff. And I just glued them all in here. Bonnie and Clive showed me this idea, and I've got like a ton more I've got to get gluing. But yeah, I do this, and then I might take like napkin whites and put it over it just to make it all really incorporate together like one piece. So to be a real piece of paper, which is what she does with the kooky paper too, you know. Happy New Year, Kel. Thanks for coming. Happy New Year, everybody. I really hope that it's a good year for all of us, because I think a lot of us need it. A lot of us need some positive changes in our lives. So this is just scraps, and it's in a phone book. Hey, look, a doily. Free doily, look at that. And then I got my own pages. You know, I got my own paper to work with, and I only did one side so that it's thin enough that I can do whatever with it. I can glue it and make it into cards and do whatever, you know. So I have that. Another thing I did, if you follow Carla Caged Fish, oh, I glued scraps in this thing too. Look at these, like larger scraps. This is an old composition book. I love this paper. So this I don't even have to glue onto anything because it's already lined on the back. So I can use that. Carla Caged Fish, she does Glue Book January, and a few years ago she got me started with the napkin journal. So this here is a napkin. This is like some kind of literature book. Masterpieces of World Literature in Digest Form. So let's get into it. I had a fireplace. Back when I did this, I had a fireplace, and I would sit in front of my fireplace, and I would put whatever bits of napkins I wanted to put in here, right? Brenda, I used to live in a place that had a box factory, and they also had a craft store attached to it. So I used to shop there, you know, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if it got new owners or what, but the craft store went really out of control with their prices. And so I stopped shopping there, but I'd still get stuff from the box factory, and then the box factory went right out of control, and I don't even think they're open now. So yeah, anything, even if it's just like one little piece of napkin. This is my napkin journal. Thanks, Janet. Man, you're really on top of it. I'm gonna have to give you a raise. Girl. But yes, Carla is very inspiring. She's a phenomenal artist. And yes, I have torn pages out of this and then glued some together. There are millions of tutorials of this online. I can make a video of how I did it, but it's really no different than anyone else. I pull pages out of the middle of the signature and then just glue the rest of the pages together. You know, it's not rocket science, but it's fun. I don't mind doing that. I like to glue the pages together. It just makes me think of all the cool things I can do, because they're nice and thick. So, you know, you could paint on them. Dictionaries and encyclopedias are great for this kind of thing, you know. And I love going through this because it's been a few years since I've really gone through it. I say that, but this page says 2023. So it's been a few years, except this page. But it's been a few years since I've really looked through it. So I like to do this now and then, to look through this stuff. And I have about 45 billion new napkins that I can play with too, which is always exciting. Make sure that don't have pages stuck together here. And then sometimes, like this page here, I remember doing this page, I was kind of stuck. So I just threw things down on here that I'd fussy cut out. I just threw them down, and then as you start throwing little pieces down, bigger pieces, and things start to jump out that kind of go with it. And does it really flow? No, not really. But it doesn't have to, because, you know, not every page is going to flow beautifully. Not every collage is going to be gorgeous, and not every art journal page is going to be a masterpiece, and you just have to love it for what it is. Yes, there was an earthquake in Japan today, and my heart goes out to all those people, because that's, you know, as a society, we don't need that. We don't need that happening. There's enough ugly in this world right now. We do not need an earthquake to. But I have a lot of you know, this type of stuff is what I do too, like most of us here, to kind of escape the the ugly stuff going on. Oh yes, I drew little stick legs and arms on this woman. Those are my artistic abilities there, as you can see. Like Van Gogh. Regular old artist I is. Exactly, Jennifer. It's the process. Not every page is going to be gorgeous. And it took me a long time to get over that. And a lot of stuff has really, it has held me back from a lot of things. It has really held me back from doing a lot because I'm afraid of how it's going to look. And then I have to like really just tell, you know, I got to just keep telling myself, who cares? Like, who cares how it looks? You got to just do it. You got to put it on paper. You got to, you know, paint it. You got to glue it down. You got to try it. Thanks, Shelly. Yes, I have my live sale this Friday. And man, I got some stuff, I'll tell you. When Shelly was here yesterday, we went through some of it, but that's only some of it. I mean, I have got a lot of stuff. And I'm going to be putting things together this week too. Like, I have 125-year-old map book. So I'll be selling things from that. I don't know if I'm going to punch them out yet or if I'm just going to sell the pages. But yeah, it's like old stuff. And those old maps are awesome. I love the old maps. Have a great night, Arlene. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Shelly lives about 3 hours away, Janet. And her and my husband plotted a scheme for her to surprise me for my birthday. So the other day, I'm just sitting at my table. I'm fussy cutting some stuff. And all of a sudden, there's a knock at my door. And the first words out of my mouth were, who the hell's knocking on my door? And so I go, and it was Shelly. It was awesome. I was so shocked. Her daughter took a video of it, and there were some tears, I'm not going to lie. Little bit of tears going on. And then my kids were laughing at me like, I can't believe you cried. They were like cracking up. This is the napkin. That's the napkin journal. And then this one, I don't know what I was thinking with this one. I just started to, this is an encyclopedia, but I like the fancy covers, you know. So yeah, she came and she surprised me. She surprised me. I was shocked. And then we all went out to eat, and they stayed the night, and we stayed up. We partied really hard till about midnight. We were animals, I'll tell you. And yeah, we just had a great time. And her daughter, you know, my kids had a great time. Her daughter's so great with kids. And she loves my girls, which is great because my girls love her. My girls love Shelly. My girls love Shelly's husband. It just really worked out. Thank you so much, Debbie. I really wish that I really try and get the message out. You know, you don't need fancy things. And then, like I said, if there's any tools or supplies I have that I've bought, they have multiple uses. They're not a single use thing. Yeah, Bonnie will be Bonnie's neighbor, and we'll all of a sudden we'll get home, and there's like, you can't get through the door because there's boxes of Bonnie's crap there. She'll do a drive-by ditching. So those are a couple of the things. That's a few of the things that I have. I still have 5 minutes. We'll look at some of my glue stuff. I'll show you how artistic I get. Although I do make painty papers, and I stamp and stencil and stuff, and I use different mark making things, and I like to do that. But who was it that was doing the composition books? And they would go through the whole book and mess up every single page and then go back and make something with it. Thank you, Terry. I'm so glad you all found me, because I got this idea from her, and I can't remember. I can't remember who it was. And of course my pages are going to be stuck. Yes, try the angels. Like I said, they don't have to be Christmas. They could be anytime angels. We would have to buy a really big piece of land, Bonnie, because we would need really big houses for all of our junk. Maybe we'll look into buying a country. Can you do that? Can you just buy a country? Is Australia for sale, Bonnie? You're going to have to look into that. Because I think Australia would be perfect, right? I live in a humid climate, so things tend to re-wet themselves. Maybe that's who I was watching. No, it was Journal Artista. Journal Artista. I forget her name, but she does this. But I have watched her too. I have watched Karen too, and she does great. I do like fancy things. I also like fancy things. But I try to stop myself from the fancy thing stuff. I try not to buy it, but I still do. I still get fancy sometimes. Paula, yes. She's the one who inspired me to do this mess. So I haven't done anything to it yet. I'm still like thinking about what to do with it. But at least I know I can rip things out if I wanted to. I could rip some of these out and use them. Yeah, I haven't seen much. She had all these big plans the last time I was, when she was on a lot. I wonder if something happened. I hope nothing happened in her life. But yeah, I sprayed and I painted. And like, I've got this paint here. Woo! I got this paint making a mess. Let's just go ahead and slap it down in here, right? Just slap it down. I love this. I love these little dry brushies. And make sure you join my Facebook group, Creative Use and Reuse. You can sell all of the goodies you make, and you can also sell all of the goodies you want to get rid of. Like, you have no idea how many people would buy corks, or how many people would buy toilet paper, empty toilet paper tubes, or buttons, and that group, I tried to make that group so that if you can think of a creative use, and even if you can't, try and sell it. Try and sell it in there. And my only rule is use some common sense. Just post and share with common sense. That's it. Hello, Caroline. Happy New Year. So that's like my colorful mess book. And then I've got this. This is like my actual art journal. This is actual art things. And don't forget, Beth is on next. 2 more minutes. And you can head over to Beth's channel. This here, I just started slapping some things down so that it wasn't so blank. And again, I live in a humid climate, so things stick for a long time. So I try to, I just try and play around. Every single journal I have is just for playing around. They're all a why not book. Why not make it? Why not glue it down? Why not give this woman a hat of a giant flower thingy? Why not put this rock here? Why not outline this weird gem person and give her a warthog chasing her? Bring something different to the table. That's what I try and do, man. Life. Get the most out of it. Ooh, yes, I created this out of National Geographic pages. I tried to do some collages like that. Dana's channel. Okay, I didn't know whose channel. It's down below. You can get the link down below. I did post them all on here before I started. Ooh, I was making a page of all circles. It's in my description box, the link. Thank you, Janet. Man, I'm really going to have to give you a raise, lady. Getting all this work done. Let me find my houses. I just want to show you my little village. My village that I did. I thought it was in this one. It is. This is my village. This is like the one. This is the one I'm most proud of. Is this right here. This one. This one thing here is the page I'm most proud of is my village. So yeah, get over to my Facebook group, check it out, follow my Etsy and my Instagram, and I hope to see some of you on Friday. If you're looking to buy some junk, I'll be on at noontime. Yep, why not? Why not do it, man? So get some stuff, get some junk, make yourself some angels. All right. Happy New Year, and thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for joining me. It was so much fun, and it was great meeting some of you new people. And I hope you all have a terrific and healthy and happy New Year. And I will be seeing you all around for sure. Ta-ta for now.